Bob, a lot of people are now saying that the U.S. federal government has really sold out the American people. First, it allowed our jobs to be shipped overseas, it allowed our investment capital to be shipped overseas, and in the last few years, a lot of wealth has been allowed to be taken through these derivative scams and whatnot. Do you think that they'll allow these big banks to just finish off this total looting of America by taking our pension funds?
Yes, but let me tell you how it goes. Behind the scenes, there's banking, brokerage, insurance, transnational conglomerates, and the pharmaceutical industry is a big part of this because it's such a racket. And these are the people who supply the money and buy off politicians with campaign contributions and other goodies. And we all know what they are. So we have a bunch of paid-off people in the federal House of Representatives and the Senate. And the only way to solve that is to get rid of them all. Now, you just saw the financial regulations law passed. What does it do? There's a thing called the Federal Reserve. It's privately owned. If anybody would like a list of all the people who own the Federal Reserve, we have one. European and American bankers. What they've done since 1913 is create every bubble, every bull market, every bear market to enrich themselves. It has nothing to do with the people of the country. They don't care one whit about them. It's just a money-making machine to empower them. And so the Federal Reserve is privately owned by these bankers. There's 12 Federal Reserve banks, the most powerful being the New York Fed. And these people rig everything. They have a license to steal, truly a license to steal. And that is what the problem is. And that's why Ron Paul tried to get rid of the Fed by having it audited and investigated. It never happened because the politicians are all paid off. Instead, we get financial regulations. And what does that financial regulation do? It allows the Federal Reserve to be a monopoly, a financial monopoly that controls every single facet of every life in the United States and then some. And why do we have free trade, globalization, offshoring, and outsourcing? Because they created it. Why did they create it? And this is the real reason behind everything. Because they wanted to bring America and Europe to its knees financially and economically, so they, the citizens, would be forced to accept world government. And that's what this is all about.
We have seen evidence of that over the past few years, and it seems like more and more news sources and politicians and radio hosts are talking about that. How bad would things have to be before proud Americans were willing to give up their national sovereignty to a world government? I don't even want to think about it. But if that did happen, what are some things that people should think about doing to prepare themselves?
If you get any extra cash, put it in dehydrated and freeze-dried foods, so at least you'll be able to eat. And if you have spendable funds, you can go into gold and silver coins and shares. And if people want to know what to buy, we tell them what to do. We send them to people who won't cheat them. And we never receive any money from anybody for doing anything except the subscriber.
Bob, I know our time's almost up. I thank you again for coming on. I know you have to get going. If somebody wants to hear more of your views and advice and forecasts, what's the best place to go to find that information?
Well, we have two sites, and we publish email twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 40 pages or more each time. Have a hard copy for those who are not on the internet, comes out twice a month. And you can go to our site, we have two of them now, theinternationalforecaster.com, the international, Forecaster.com, or www.intforecaster.com. If you want to ask a question, we answer everybody promptly. That address is Bob, B-O-B, at intforecaster.com. And for those of you who would like to call toll-free, you can call 877-479-8178. That's 877-479-8178, and get a free copy, and they have a special deal there. You can get a free one-year subscription, and you should look into it. It's a terrific deal. Incidentally, if you have a tape of this, just send me a link and we'll put it in the Forecaster. And for goodness sake, be sure Mr. Sawyer gets a copy of the Forecaster.
Thanks again for coming on. Folks, some sobering advice from world-renowned financial advisor, Maine vacationer, and publisher of the International Forecaster, Bob Chapman. This is Jared LeBlanc, going in-depth on the issues that matter with Maine Web News.
Experience the future of Maine News today at mainewebnews.com.
Consider making www.mainewebnews.com your homepage. You'll be able to use our Start Page search engine, which does not record your IP address or track your searches like other search engines. We also aggregate state, national, and world news, adding articles several times a day.